everyone. Welcome to the How to Vegan podcast, or welcome back to the How to Vegan podcast if you have tuned in before. My name is Kristen Pound. I'm the host of this podcast. And as always, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're listening today. Today, we are talking all things vegan in college. So we'll be talking about navigating the dining hall and other on-campus food options, making your own vegan food in the dorms, tips for off-campus vegan dining and some grocery shopping, and connecting with other vegans on campus. So we've got a lot to talk about today, and I'm really excited to share all of this information with you. This episode is sponsored by Holier. I love Holier so much. They're an amazing plant-based wellness brand that is designed for the needs and values of plant-based people, aka probably most of the people listening to this episode. I will be talking more about Holier later, and I also have a discount code for you too if you want to try them out. So definitely stay tuned for that. If y'all aren't aware and haven't grabbed my ebook yet, my Healthy Vegan Starter Kit is free on my website. It includes 2 weeks of meal plans, more than 20 healthy, affordable, delicious vegan recipes, grocery lists to go with all of the recipes and meal plans, and more. So if you head on over to kristenpound.com, there'll be a little tab up top that says Vegan Starter Kit. You can click on that and you can download my ebook for free. So make sure to get that if you haven't yet. It has some of my all-time favorite recipes in there. If you really enjoy the podcast and haven't left a review on Apple Podcasts yet, then I would love if you went and left a review, left a rating, left a review. It really helps the podcast out. So thank you to those of you who have done it. I absolutely love your positive reviews. It makes my day. So if you haven't done that yet, please go do that. It would really, really mean a lot to me. All right, now let's get into today's topic, vegan in college. So was I vegan in college? No, I was not vegan in college. I wasn't even vegetarian. It's been a decent amount of time since I was in college, over a decade ago. So I know a lot has changed since I lived in the dorms and ate at the dining hall 3 times a day. I don't even think I had heard the word vegan while I was in college. Like, I don't think I would have even known what that was. So I know the options were probably not that great at all. But again, I was not like focused on trying to eliminate animal products at all. So if you're vegan in college these days, or you're wanting to go vegan and you're in college, things are going to be so much easier for you than they were back in my day. And yes, being vegan in college is possible. It's totally doable. So whether you're already vegan or you're wanting to go vegan, college is a really great place to do what feels right for you, because for the first time in your life, you really don't have anybody telling you what to do or what you should do. College is a place where you can completely rethink your beliefs, form new beliefs, and just do what feels right for you. That is such a freeing feeling. I remember just loving that so much. I have such good memories of college because I was like, oh my God, I'm on my own and I can do what I want to do. So maybe you've been wanting to go vegan for a long time and your parents were like, we don't really support that. We're buying the groceries. Sorry. Now you can do it if you want to do it, and you can experiment with it. And it's such a perfect time to, just do what feels right for you. So it's totally doable, but there are definitely some challenges to being or going vegan in college, because most of us do not live in a very vegan-friendly world. Some of the challenges that a lot of people who are vegan in college face are a lack of vegan options around campus, possibly living in a dorm with limited kitchen appliances, limited space, busy class schedules, which can make it really hard to stick to this way of life when you're just really busy and you're doing a lot of schoolwork all the time. And college is an amazing time to do a little self-exploration and just soak in all of your new knowledge. But as I know, and a lot of people know, it can also be a time of just drinking a ton of coffee and staying up all night studying, writing papers, and a lot of really easy food like pizza that you can just get delivered to you and snarf down. But although those times are going to happen, you can be healthy in college. Like, we're all going to have those times, those days, those weeks, maybe even months when, we're going through a phase where we don't work out, or we just want brownies for dinner or pizza for breakfast. And that's totally fine. Like, that's part of being in college, is that you can do that if you want to. But this is also a really great time to create healthy habits that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your lives. So trying to be as healthy as you can in all ways is a really great thing to focus on. Plus, when you eat healthy, you're more productive, you do better in your classes, and you just feel better. So trying to focus on being healthy is a really positive thing to try to do when you're in college. So bottom line, you can be vegan in college. You can totally go vegan in college. You just need to have some little tips and tricks up your sleeve to make it a little bit easier for you. And that is where I come in. I've got lots of little tips and tricks for you. So just some general advice for eating vegan in college before I kind of dive into like each little subtopic. Remember your why. Why do you want to be vegan? Is it for the animals? Is it for the environment? Is it for your health? Is it for all three? Whatever your why is, keep that in mind. That is so important. Number one tip for anybody who wants to be vegan is remember why you're doing it and stick with that. Keep that at the forefront of your mind because it's going to be hard. You're going to have challenges. You're going to go to parties where there's no vegan food and you're going to want to eat some non-vegan food. There's going to be challenges, and it's okay if you slip up every once in a while. Don't be too hard on yourself and then just give up completely because you are probably going to eat food that isn't vegan, whether it's on purpose or not, and don't let that get you down. Stick with it, like get back on and just keep going. But remember your why. That's going to be super, super helpful. So you might even want to like write it down and just like really focus on it. That's going to be so, so helpful. My second little tip is to be prepared. Being prepared is so helpful, not only with veganism, but in life in general, especially being in college. Be prepared. Meal prepping is so helpful. Packing snacks for yourself. Always have snacks in your backpack, in your bag, no matter what. Snacks will save your life. You can also be prepared by checking your dining hall menu before you go eat. Smart grocery shopping and having some backup meals in your fridge, your pantry, your freezer, whatever you've got available to you. So be prepared, and this is such a good way to be prepared is to listen to this episode. Educate yourself on the basics of veganism if you haven't already. That way you will feel comfortable talking about it when people are asking you about veganism and why you're doing it and the benefits and where you get your protein, all of that kind of stuff. You also want to make sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need so you feel good. Make sure you're hitting your macros and your micros. So focus on getting enough protein, carbs, and fat. Eat a balanced diet, whatever makes you feel good. Make sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals you need. You're just going to feel so much better if you're focused on eating a balanced, healthy diet. And take the supplements that you need. You definitely need to be taking a B12 supplement. You probably need to be taking a vitamin D supplement too. And a multivitamin might feel good for you as a backup just to make sure that you're getting everything that you need. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about eating vegan in the campus dining hall and on campus in general. The good thing is that veganism is really growing in popularity. So college dining halls are offering more and more vegan options all of the time. According to a study done in 2018, 14% of college students follow a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle. And when you compare that to the national average of around 4%, college students seem to be a lot more committed to reducing their consumption of animal products. A lot of them saying that they're worried about the environment, they want to support animal rights, and they want to be healthy as the reasons why. So when you're deciding which schools to apply to, check out how vegan-friendly your college is. The quality of vegan dining halls really varies dramatically from one school to the next, especially where vegan options are concerned. Some schools are going to be amazing food-wise and vegan option-wise, and another might be kind of meh. So spend a little time researching the vegan dining options at each campus that you're interested in. Hopefully you'll be able to tour the campuses of the schools that you're wanting to possibly apply to and go to. And if you get an opportunity to do that, definitely visit the dining halls so you can see what they serve on a typical day. Every year, PETA releases a survey of almost 1,500 colleges and universities' dining programs across the U.S. And for each school, they share details such as if they offer non-dairy milk options, if they have an all-vegan station, and if they label their vegan entrees. And it also includes how satisfied students are with the school's vegan offerings, as well as student reviews. So definitely check out PETA's college report card. I will leave a link in the show notes for sure, because that might be an easy way for you to just jump on and kind of get a general idea of where the vegan options are the best. And I'll also leave a link for an article called Top College Dining Halls for Vegans, and you can go check that out as well if you just want to kind of see where the schools rank. And most universities and larger colleges also have restaurants right on campus, which you should also check out to kind of see what the vegan options are there. And they can range from like cute little coffee shops to Taco Bells and Subways. So definitely see what other options are available on campus besides the dining hall, so you'll know what you might be able to eat that way. Overall, just check out all of the food that's available on the campus so you can get a feel for their vegan options. There's convenience stores around typically for stocking up on snacks or a quick bite to eat, so you might want to see what they have there. The college I went to, Boise State University, had a building that was separate from the dining hall building that had a bunch of food options, kind of like the food court at a mall. So check to see if your school has anything like that and what the vegan options look like. So you definitely want to see what the options are overall. But as far as the dining hall options, let's chat about the dining hall specifically for a minute. So many schools require their underclassmen, like first and second year students, to join the meal plan. Like you have to have a meal plan if you are a first or second year student. Not all, but a lot of schools do require that. So if your college makes a meal plan mandatory, then you definitely want to make sure that they have good vegan options. Otherwise, that sucks. If you have to eat there and there's like nothing you can eat, that would be super shitty. So that way you're going to make sure that you're getting the most food for your meal plan money and you're not just like constantly going out to eat because there's nothing good for you to eat there. And some dining halls are like a vegan paradise. Like they have vegan stations where every item is vegan, and often they'll vary their cuisines at each station each day. So it's not like the same thing every day. And that way you're not going to get bored with the food, but everything at this station is vegan, which sounds so helpful to just know, like, oh, walk up to this place, what are the vegan options today? But there are a lot of schools that aren't a vegan paradise, and that's where you have to like get a little bit creative. So if you can, try to pick a flexible meal plan. Most college dining halls offer several meal plans that you can choose from. So it's best to go with an option that lets you use the leftover cash value to buy your own food from stores on campus. So kind of look at the options and pick what feels best for you. It's nice if you can use the leftover money elsewhere, just in case you don't want to eat at the dining hall for a specific meal or whatever. You're not just wasting your money. And you really want to get to know your campus dining hall. Is stuff labeled? Hopefully they'll have labels for stuff so you'll know if it's vegetarian or vegan or whatever. That way you don't have to ask every single time. Is there a separate area for plant milks? Stuff like that. So really like go through, get to know your dining hall, and don't be afraid to ask. You never know what you might find out. And maybe instead of just saying, is this vegan? You might want to ask, does this have dairy in it? Does this have egg in it? Does this have meat in it, etc.? Because a lot of times you'll ask someone working at the dining hall, is this vegan? And they'll be like, yep. And then if you do a follow-up, so there's no egg in it? Oh, there's egg in it. You know, some people don't know specifically exactly what vegan means, so you might want to be a little more specific in your questioning just to make sure that it definitely is vegan. So keep that in mind, that some people I think they know what vegan is and might be getting it confused with vegetarian or even sometimes gluten-free. I've asked at restaurants, is this vegan? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, so it doesn't have this, this, and this? Like, no, but it doesn't have gluten in it. I'm like, oh, that's gluten-free, not vegan. And it's not their fault, really. I mean, you just need to kind of be aware that some people don't know exactly what vegan means. And you should be able to find campus nutritional information online. Most campuses have an online area where you can find the nutritional info and the ingredients for all of the meals served on campus. That should be something that you can easily find. So try to find the dining section on the campus website and then write down a list of everything that's vegan. So that way you know, you can just put it in your phone, and that way you know, like, oh, this is vegan, and you don't have to like look it up every single time you go to that specific restaurant or whatever. So that can be really helpful. Again, just kind of like preparing ahead of time. And again, don't be afraid to ask. If you're wondering about vegan options in the dining hall or other food spots on campus, just ask someone. Like, that's something that I am really bad at, is just asking, because I'm like, well, this is what it is. I guess it's just going to deal with it. But asking someone and voicing your concerns or what you would like to see more of isn't going to be harmful at all. If anything, it's going to be helpful. So if you can't find information about their food online, just ask them in person or send an email and ask if they use any animal products in the preparation of their food. They need to know these facts for those who have allergies. So they need to know if something has meat or fish or dairy or eggs. They know that stuff. So you should just be able to ask. And along those same lines, ask for more options if you don't have very many options. Talk to a dining services rep at your school. You can send them an email, set up an in-person meeting, which again, for me, I'm like, oh my God, that seems like such a burden. But that's what these people are there for. They might just need better labeling. Maybe it's just they need better labeling. Maybe they have vegan options, but they're not labeled that way. Maybe they actually need more vegan options. Remember, you're paying for this dining plan that you're likely required to purchase if you're living in the dorms, and you totally deserve to have a variety of food that you can choose from. And being vegan may be new to you, but people have been living with all kinds of dietary preferences for years, and your college dining hall needs to cater to them and needs to cater to you if you're paying for it. So if you don't see vegan options you want at your dining hall, ask the staff and they will most likely start trying to accommodate you. And if they're like, I don't know where to even start, you can share some of your favorite vegan recipes. You can hand over some cookbooks, and maybe they'll be able to kind of come up with some ideas from there that might be inexpensive and easy to prepare. They could stock up on easy vegan staples like oatmeal, potatoes, rice, pasta, bread, fruit, nuts and seeds, green salads, soups, steamed veggies. There's a lot of just basic stuff they could start preparing and making it vegan that you could kind of combine together. So maybe even just starting there could be helpful. And if they don't have the best vegan options, if they don't have like a vegan station, you're not out of luck completely. You can totally build your own meals from different stations. So there's typically build your own stations in general, like a stir fry station, maybe a sandwich station, build your own ramen, a baked potato bar, taco bar, salad bar. So anything where you're kind of building your own food is really helpful because you can just leave off the animal products. And try to see everything in your dining hall as separate ingredients, not a main entree. So totally mix and match. So for example, your dining hall might offer spaghetti and meatballs one night. Ask for no meatballs. Make sure there's no dairy or anything in the sauce, and then head over to the salad bar, grab some greens and veggies that you can maybe add to your spaghetti. Maybe your school has a peanut butter and jelly station with bread and bagels, so you can take some bread or bagels and pop over to the salad bar, make yourself a little sandwich with some hummus and some veggies. If your school has oatmeal, then head on over to that peanut butter and jelly station, add peanut butter to your oatmeal, and go to the salad bar and add a ton of fruit. A typical night at the dining hall for dinner might be something like lettuce from the salad bar, rice and beans from a different station, like a build your own taco bar station type thing, and some cooked veggies from the hot food section, and then maybe some avocado on top. So you can kind of mix and match like that. So try to see things as all like separate, not as main entrees, and that'll be really, really helpful. And the salad bar is your friend. The salad bar is a really great tool to supplement your meals. You can take anything from the salad bar, add it onto your food. So definitely take advantage of the salad bar. You don't have to eat salad every night, but to make your meal nutrient dense, add as many vegetables as you can. So yeah, say you have beans and rice, add lettuce, carrots, avocados, tomatoes, and make a bowl out of it. Use the salad bar to make your meals really varied. You can also ask for something to be specifically prepared for you. While I was doing my research, one of the students at the University of Maryland didn't realize until the last couple of months that they had freezers in the back filled with allergy-friendly foods. So they had vegan waffles and breads and muffins and burgers and burger buns and a bunch of other stuff, and she had no idea. So again, just ask. Say, hey, I'm vegan. Hey, I'm gluten-free, whatever it is, and ask to see if they have any substitutes, and that way you know. Again, just talk to people, be really open about it, be really nice about it, but be really open and just ask, like, hey, do you have any vegan mayo anywhere? If not, can we get some so that I can put some on my sandwiches? It really, really doesn't hurt to ask. So let me give you some meal ideas. So for breakfast, oatmeal. I love oatmeal, so that's pretty much what I have for breakfast every day anyway. So oatmeal with fruit. Pro tip, if they have any like fruit toppings for pancakes, like blueberry toppings or anything like that, add that to your oatmeal if you'd like. You can, again, add peanut butter and lots of fruit, and hopefully they'll have like a non-dairy milk option. I think most colleges nowadays have a non-dairy milk option. Bagel with peanut butter and banana. Toast with peanut butter and banana. avocado toast with kind of any toppings and hash browns, cereal. Most places will have cereal, and again, like a plant milk option. And if they don't, ask and get one because you're not the only one that wants it. For lunch, you can make a little sandwich with hummus and veggies, pasta with tomato sauce. Again, double check the ingredients, and then you can add veggies from the salad bar. You might want to bring your own nutritional yeast. If you want, just keep it in your backpack. It's kind of like a cheesy, delicious topper of food or anything. I put nutritional yeast on everything. You can also make your own pasta salad. So grab some pasta from the pasta line. It's usually not warm until they cook it, so it's perfect for pasta salad. And then head on over to the salad bar and add some Italian dressing and some veggies. And for dinner, rice and veggies with soy sauce is a good way to go. Hopefully, maybe they even have tofu. You could do rice, beans, and veggies with salsa and avo. A veggie burger, again, double check the ingredients, but a lot of places will have veggie burgers now, and you can just kind of build your own veggie burger how you like it. They might have a sushi station where maybe they'll just have like some avocado sushi or some veggie sushi. If not, just have them make you one. And things like baked potato bars, you can just do a potato with a bunch of veggies from the salad bar and salsa, or maybe they'll have some sort of vegan dressing you could use. So those are some kind of simple meal ideas that you could probably make at most college dining halls that don't have the best vegan options. Another tip is to never leave empty-handed. So some university dining halls are more lenient than others about this, but I always took something, whether it was just a piece of fruit or whatever, and just brought it with me because you never know when you might need a piece of fruit. So snatch up a banana or an apple or an orange on your way out of the dining hall, and that way you have some fresh fruit on hand if you get hungry, and maybe even keep some peanut butter in your bag. That wouldn't be the worst idea ever. Especially on those days when you have just back-to-back classes, you're definitely going to need a snack. So it doesn't hurt to just grab a piece of fruit. And hot tip alert, make a really big portion for your lunch and then put the leftovers in some sort of container, Tupperware. Glass is best, but it's also heavy and kind of breakable, and bring it with you. And then maybe in your dorm room, you can just heat it up for dinner if you don't have time to go back to the dining hall or you don't feel like going back to the dining hall. So that's another little hot tip. Again, some colleges are more lenient than others, I'm sure, but I think making a huge portion and then taking the leftovers instead of throwing them away isn't going to be an issue. So that could also be something that you might want to do as well. And I'm going to be including links for several what I eat in a day videos, what I eat in a week YouTube videos of students in college. So some in the dorms, some not in the dorms. So I'll definitely be leaving links for those so you can get some inspiration, because those are really fun to watch and kind of see, oh, wow, that's a really good idea for meals in the dorms, out of the dorms, all that stuff. So definitely click on the link in the description of this episode and it'll bring you to the show notes and you can see those links there. And like I mentioned earlier, it's really important to make sure that your body is getting the nutrients that you need, and Holier would be an amazing way to make sure that that is happening. I absolutely love Holier. I absolutely love everything about them. I love how easy it is to make sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need. So I take my Holier multivitamins every day, and it feels so good to know that I'm getting what my body needs. Again, Holier is designed for people eating a plant-based / vegan diet. It includes 8 vitamins and minerals that are usually missing or a little bit harder to come by on a plant-based diet. And some benefits to taking Holier, especially if you're in college, is that they give you energy because it has the right amount of B12 and iron to keep your energy up. You'll have better mental clarity because of the omega-3 DHA and EPA, which is really great for healthy brain function. Your immunity will be boosted because of the vitamin D and the zinc, which keeps your immune system in check, which is so important these days, especially if you're attending in-person classes. You want your immunity to be as high as possible. And Holier also includes iodine and selenium for optimal metabolism. So if you're interested in trying Holier out, then definitely use my code HowToVegan, all one word, and you'll get 20% off for first-time customers. And a link with the pre-applied discount will be in the show's description, so you don't even have to head to my website to find the link. You can just click on the link in the show description, whatever podcast listening platform you're on, just open up the description and you'll find the link with the pre-applied discount. Okay, so now let's chat a little bit about vegan food in the dorms, because this can be a little bit tricky depending on the dorm that you live in and such, but again, it is doable. So I've got some little tips and tricks for you. So at many colleges, kind of like the dining hall situation, students are required to spend their first year, sometimes first 2 years, living in the dorms on campus. So if you fall into that category and you have to live in the dorms, but maybe you're not going to use the campus dining hall at all or very much for whatever reason, then you are definitely going to want to make your own food in your dorm rooms because you have to eat and you don't want to eat out at fast food restaurants all the time. So here are some tips for making your own meals in the dorms. First off, most colleges have strict rules about what kind of appliances you can and can't have in your dorm room due to fire hazards, which makes sense. So unless your dorm has a kitchen or access to a community kitchen, you might just have to make do with a microwave and a little mini fridge. But if you do have access to a kitchen, take advantage of it. Seriously, take advantage of it because not very many people do. So you might be the only one using it, which would be awesome. So when you do get the chance to make something, whether it's in your community kitchen or someone else's kitchen, double or even triple the recipe so you have leftovers that you can keep in your little mini fridge. So you can go down to your little community kitchen like once a week, maybe on Sundays, and cook up some bulk foods. So things like maybe some quinoa and roast some veggies that you'll have throughout the week. And yeah, you'll be stoked when you actually have food when you get back to your dorm room, like at 9 p.m. and it's just ready to go, ready to be cooked and heated up. You'll be stoked. You will definitely be thanking yourself. And if you don't have a kitchen available like in your dorm room or nearby, maybe one of your friends lives off campus and doesn't mind you borrowing the kitchen for like an hour once a week to make some bulk foods to stock up. You'll definitely want to get a mini fridge. And a lot of people think that sharing works, and maybe it would for you, but I think you should get your own mini fridge if possible, especially if you don't know if your roommate is going to be vegan or not. You might not want like meat in your fridge, but mostly for the space. You just need as much fridge space as you can get. You'll want to store like fruits and some refrigerated snacks in there, as well as leftovers if you go out to eat. And I think you should definitely try to find a mini fridge that has like a freezer section, because freezer meals are helpful to have on hand. And it's just, I think having a freezer is great. You can keep some backup frozen meals. So try to find a little mini fridge which has a freezer function. So some staples that you might want to keep in the fridge/freezer would be some bread, some plant milk, seasonal fruit, some frozen veggies that you can add to smoothies or heat up and put them over some quinoa, frozen fruit for smoothies, and a couple emergency frozen meals, which you never know when you might just need to like pop that out and pop it in the microwave and eat that. Get a microwave if you don't have a microwave in your dorm. Keep a few microwavable meals in your dorm room. So there's like those McDougal microwavable soups. They're vegan. They're on the healthier side. Things like ramen, again, frozen meals, frozen veggies, potatoes, bags of rice and quinoa that you can make in the microwave, and some other microwavable meals that are non-perishable that you don't have to keep in the fridge. There's ones that are like in those pouches. I know you can get them at Costco. I've seen them at most grocery stores that are non-perishable. They don't have to go in the fridge, and you can just toss them in the microwave and have something to eat. You can make yourself little mug cakes in the microwave if you've never made those. You don't have to use an oven to bake it. You just mix everything up in a like coffee mug and microwave it for a couple minutes, and you have a little like single serving baked good. So that's something else you can do if you have a sweet tooth and don't have a kitchen to bake in. I would also recommend getting a blender. Definitely check to see if your campus allows blenders in the dorms, and if they do, add it to your packing list or things that you need to get. You can use your blender for so many things, making smoothies and keep spinach and frozen fruit and pop those in your smoothies. You can blend up soup, banana ice cream, cashew cheese, so much more. You can use your blender for so many things. A NutriBullet is a good option, really powerful, kind of smaller. You will want to keep some fresh fruits and veggies on hand, so things like bananas, apples, oranges, dates, carrots, cucumbers, celery, spinach, potatoes, depending on the kind of meals that you enjoy. You can keep those on hand. You can cook them in the microwave or just eat them raw, depending on what they are for. So keeping some fresh fruit and veggies on hand so that you have some healthier options is always a good idea. Stock up on some healthy non-perishables, so canned beans, those are amazing. Other healthy pantry foods to have on hand are things like oats, nuts, nut and seed butter, so like almond butter or sunflower seed butter, peanut butter, dried fruit, canned soup, cereal, granola, rice, quinoa, stuff like that. Easy to keep in your dorm room, and they don't have to go in the fridge. They pretty much don't expire. They're portable, and you can use those as like the base of an easy meal. You might also want to keep some stuff like olive oil and maple syrup in your room too for various reasons. And you can even keep protein powder. Good thing to have on hand. You can put it in your smoothies, your oatmeal, your yogurt. It just kind of boosts the protein content in your food. If you're interested in doing that, you can keep that on hand. You will definitely probably want to keep a few seasonings in your dorm room. So salt, pepper, garlic powder. You can do everything bagel seasoning, red pepper flakes, sriracha, nutritional yeast, cinnamon, anything that you like to kind of spice up your food a little bit. You might want to keep those on hand. And last but not least, stock up on snacks. I'm telling you, snacks are where it's at. So nuts, hummus and crackers, those little like breakfast bars, Belvita, with like some plant milk in the morning or just as a little snack, some fruit, and you can make some dips out of things like, yogurt, so coconut yogurt and peanut butter mixed or just peanut butter. Yogurt and granola, dates and peanut butter or almond butter is one of my favorite snacks. Dark chocolate, and you can listen to my Accidentally Vegan Food episode. I think it's episode 18, and that'll give you some like snacky ideas and things that you might be able to find in most places. You can also shop online. So if you're looking for products that you absolutely can't find in your area, shop online at places like Vegan Cuts, Thrive Market, Vegan Essentials, kind of some online vegan grocery stores or places that have vegan options that can be delivered to you. So if you just can't find something, those are some options. So some ideas for food that you can eat in the dorms. So for breakfast, overnight oats. I absolutely love overnight oats. I'll leave a link for a recipe for my favorite overnight oats. You make them the night before, pop them in the fridge, get up in the morning, you can throw it in your bag, and you just have your breakfast ready to go. Oatmeal, warm oatmeal, smoothies, chia seed pudding, bagels with cream cheese. You might have to leave it untoasted because most dorm rooms don't let you have toasters, but I like untoasted bagels with vegan cream cheese that you can make yourself in your NutriBullet or you can buy. If they do allow toasters, then you can have avocado toast, peanut butter toast, bagels that are toasted. You can make blender pancakes if you go into your little communal kitchen. You can just blend up some blender pancakes and cook them up in there. You make a bigger batch and have them for breakfast throughout the week. For lunch and dinner, you can make things like sandwiches and wraps, canned soup. Make sure that the lining of the soup cans don't have BPA in them. So BPA-free liners are ideal. Soup that is lower in sodium is ideal. And you can just pour the soup over some quinoa or rice if you need a more filling option. You can also have some quinoa or rice with some frozen veggies that you cook up in the microwave with a little like soy sauce or salt or whatever you want on it. You can microwave potatoes or sweet potatoes and have those with some steamed veggies and like a tahini sauce that you make. Sushi rolls, those are actually so much easier to make than you might think. Or sushi bowls if you don't want to roll up your sushi. So those are some ideas that you can make in your dorm room that are relatively easy and cheap and delicious. Another really great thing to invest in is some glass snapware that can be microwaved and put in the oven. And it's just essentially Tupperware that isn't plastic. So those investing in some different size versions of glass snapware, I think is a really great idea because you can just pop it in there and heat up your meal and you're not worrying about getting like plastic grossness leached into your meal. A lot of them can be put in the oven and they just last a lot longer and they're pretty like heavy duty. So investing in some glass snapware is a great idea. You might also want to get like a little dish scrubber with like that built-in dish soap like that is right up top. That way you don't have to like haul so many things down to your sink to wash your dishes. You just have your little dish scrubber thing. That might be super useful. And I'll definitely include some links for some vegan dorm room recipes. So I've got 41 easy college dorm room friendly vegan recipes, 16 easy vegan meals to make in your college dorm kitchen. So I'll include links for those. So if you're needing some more inspiration, then definitely check out the show notes and I'll have those listed for you as well as some college vegan cookbooks. There's one called the College Vegan Cookbook and then PETA's College Vegan Cookbook. So if you want to check those out, I'll leave links to those as well. Okay, now let's chat a little bit about vegan food off campus. So another thing to think about when choosing a college is how vegan friendly the food is located off campus, especially kind of near your campus, because those you probably won't be venturing too far. So especially near your campus. I always use Yelp for things like that. So you can use Yelp to scout out the local restaurants for the colleges that you're considering. Lots of people use Happy Cow, which is like Yelp for vegan and vegetarian food, or just plain old Google. You can also search search hashtags on Instagram. So you can type in vegan, your town or your campus. So like hashtag vegan Boise or Boise State. And that's a really good way to find delicious vegan food in your area, is just kind of using the local Instagram hashtags. And knowing which restaurants have vegan options is really, really helpful. So for those times when you're out and about and you need a meal, or your friends are going out to eat, whatever the case may be, knowing which restaurants are around and what their vegan options are really helpful. So doing a little research ahead of time is a good idea. You also will want to check to see what kind of grocery stores are nearby the campuses you're considering applying to, because you might be making your own food in your dorm room, but when you ultimately move off campus, you're really going to appreciate having access to vegan-friendly dining, vegan-friendly grocery stores. So that's something that is important to look into as well. And you might also want to see if there's any farmers markets nearby. They're usually awesome for finding local, seasonal produce. It's often cheaper than the grocery store. Plus, you're supporting farmers in your area. You're cutting down on produce transportation costs, which to me is so important, and to a lot of you it's really important to be doing what's right for the environment. So check to see if there's any farmers markets nearby, and try to be smart and budget friendly when you're grocery shopping. When you're on a tight budget, make sure you're only purchasing what you need by planning ahead of time. Write down a shopping list, try to stick to it. I'll include a link to my free vegan fridge and pantry essentials list. You can listen to episode 23, which kind of goes with that free list if you're wondering kind of what should I buy to stock up in my dorm room, or otherwise if you live off campus. That'll be really helpful for you as well. And when you get the chance, buy your food in bulk, get seasonal produce. That'll be helpful for staying on budget if you need to. And the last thing that I want to talk about is joining a campus vegan club, connecting with other vegans, and why I think that's so important. Most schools will already have a vegan or animal rights group or club. So joining one of these groups is a really great way to make vegan friends. And vegan friends are the best. Having vegan friends is so important. I think it's so helpful. And you can also participate in animal activism if you're into that as well. So you might do things like public events, documentary screenings, lobbying for more vegan options in the dining halls or on campus in general, or just hanging out together and like making food and watching movies and talking. So if you want to get involved in vegan activism on campus, first find out if your school already has an active group or club. You should be able to find it on your college's website. So check the list, and if you find a vegan or animal rights club, send them an email and be like, hey, I want to join. And this is something that I probably wouldn't have done back in the day, because that just sounds like, I don't want to be in a club. It sounds lame, but I can almost guarantee you that if you join a vegan club or a vegan group on your campus, you are going to find some really great friends, because you're already in the same mindset of wanting to help the environment, wanting to help animals, trying to stay healthy, and you can do little potlucks and stuff. Oh, I honestly highly recommend doing this. Even if it sounds a little bit iffy and scary, try it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to stick with it, but I think you might like it. And if no relevant group exists on campus, consider starting your own. It usually just entails filling some paperwork out with the campus student body organization, and then you can start your own little vegan club. At the start of each new term, most colleges and universities host club days, and at these events, each student group or sorority or fraternity has a table. So just arrange to set up a table at this event, and you should just attract your vegan club's members within hours, because people are going to see it and be like, hey, I want to join that. Or go to one of those club days and find the vegan table and be like, hey, I want to join. This sounds amazing. So some of the things you can do with your little vegan club is help the campus dining halls. If their options aren't so great, you can come up with a plan and then schedule a meeting with the dining hall director and be like, hey, this is what we're requesting. This is what we think we should be having access to, and here are some ideas. You can also hand out vegan pamphlets around your campus. Every major vegan nonprofit organization publishes vegan pamphlets that are meant to be handed out on college campuses. So they'll often send the pamphlets to you for free, and handing these out is one of the most effective ways to present college students with the issues related to vegan diets and farm animal abuses and the ways in which the environment is just being destroyed by animal agriculture. So just handing these out can really sway some people into wanting to try veganism out. A lot of college students really aren't aware of what goes down in factory farms, and as soon as they know, they want to make a change. Remember, college is a perfect time to explore new ways of being and living, so this is a great time to kind of open people's minds and eyes and show them what's actually happening, and they might be like, wow, I don't want to contribute to that. I'm going to try to eat more plant-based or go vegan. And just connecting with other vegans in general. So maybe joining the vegan club or vegan group is not your cup of tea, and that's totally fine. I totally get that. But you can usually find at least one Facebook group for your area that have hundreds of vegans and vegetarians who share restaurant recommendations and meetup info. So even if you don't want to meet up, you can still see like, oh, hey, this grocery store has this on sale, or hey, I just went to this restaurant and they have this vegan option. It's really great to kind of know what's happening in the vegan sphere in your area. So even if you don't use Facebook for anything else, it might be worth checking into like a vegan Facebook group in your area. But being a part of a group where you can share experiences and tips is going to make your college experience so much easier, so much better. You'll have people to go out to vegan restaurants with, you have people you can relate to on your stance on the environment and animal welfare and all of that stuff. So definitely try to connect with other vegans on campus or in your area. It just makes you feel less alone, and it is such a good feeling to have vegan friends. So if you don't have vegan friends, I can tell you from experience, it is so helpful and it feels so good to have vegan friends. So try to connect and try to reach out and make that happen. So as you can see, being vegan or going vegan in college is totally doable. It just takes a little prep, a little planning. Maybe you'll get lucky and the university you choose is one of those vegan paradise campuses. I have a feeling that pretty soon most campuses will be moving in that direction as more and more young people are realizing the positive impact that getting rid of animal products in your diet has on the welfare of animals, the well-being of the environment, and their own bodies. So if you're about to start college, or if you're already in college and you're not yet vegan, but you're wanting to go vegan, definitely listen to some of my other episodes for helpful tips on transitioning. Episodes like The Beginner's Guide to Going Vegan, Top 10 Mistakes New Vegans Make, Top 3 Reasons to Go Vegan, Vegan on a Budget. I've got lots of episodes that will be really, really helpful for you if you're just starting out on your vegan journey. So definitely listen to those if you're interested. But remember, being vegan or going vegan in college is totally doable. Like, you can totally do it. You got this. Alrighty, I think that's it. I think that's all the info I've got for you as far as being vegan in college or going vegan in college goes. So I hope you liked this episode. This was so fun to put together. It made me miss college and want to go back to college and be vegan in college, especially watching like the What I Eat in a Days of people in college and cooking food in the dorms. And I don't know. I liked college. I thought it was fun. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to the podcast on your favorite listening platform. Turn on your auto downloads, because that way you'll be able to listen to the new episodes no matter where you are. And again, if you love the podcast, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the podcast out so much, like more than you even know. So thank you to those of you who have done that, and go do that if you haven't. And make sure you share the episode with any of your friends, family who might be interested in this information. Go ahead, share that vegan love. It feels good. The ripple effect is so real. For the full show notes, including links to everything that I mentioned in this episode, click on the link in the description of today's episode, or you can just head straight there by typing in kristenpound.com/podcast and find the episode, and you'll find everything that I talked about. All the links and everything will be there. If you have any ideas for an episode, let me know. I have a massive list going, but I love getting new ideas, so send me an idea if you have one. I would definitely add it to my list. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today or any other episodes, you can always send me a DM. I love chatting with you guys and helping you out when I can. So definitely reach out if you have any questions about anything. And thanks again to Holier for sponsoring this episode. If you are looking for a vegan multivitamin to take, this is the one you should take, because it is made for people eating this way. And they have done the research and the work to make sure that it's perfect for people eating a vegan and plant-based diet, which is me and most likely you. So definitely check them out. Use my code HowToVegan. You'll get a 20% discount if you're a first-time customer. Just click the link in the description and the discount will be pre-applied, so you'll be good to go. So go check them out if you haven't. I highly recommend them. And thanks again for listening to this episode. I hope that you're having a really great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And I will just catch you in the next episode of the How to Vegan podcast. Bye.